One of the biggest wins we have seen by the Jets in many, many years. One of the biggest ones. Maybe bigger, I think even bigger than the one they had a few weeks ago against the Tennessee Titans. Let's talk about it. So, folks, man, oh man, what a game today. What a game today here for Week 8 between the Jets and the Cincinnati Bengals as the Jets come away with a 34-31 victory over the Bengals. They are now 2-5, obviously, in the season. But the biggest story of this game, improbable play of quarterback Mike White, throwing for 405 yards in the game, 3 touchdowns, caught a 2-point conversion. It was an incredible performance. He was deadly accurate with the football throughout the course of this game. He didn't force throws. He took the plays that were given to him, and you want to say managed the game? Okay, you can say he managed the game well. He managed within the scope of what was given to him in the playbook. But the way the Jets operated the offense, getting the running backs involved in this game, whether it be Michael Carter, Ty Johnson, Elijah Moore, Jamison Crowder, getting these guys involved. The Jets had 10 different receivers who had caught the football in this game. And there are so many different things you could probably take from this. And one thing that you can take from, you can talk about Mike LaFleur being up in the box this time instead of being down on the field. Maybe that makes a bit of a difference. I'm not sure. Or it's the fact that you have a quarterback in Mike White. And look, I have been harping on the idea that the Jets made a mistake not signing a veteran quarterback before training camp. I think everyone's been harping on that, obviously. No one knew what was going to happen here with Mike White when he was going to get this chance to start on Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. No one knew what to expect. If he could play well, play decent, maybe give the team a chance to win, that would be enough. You didn't know what to expect with this guy who had never started an NFL game and had just made his first NFL appearance in a game just last week. This was a guy who was pretty much on a scrap heap. I mean, he was drafted by the Cowboys in the 5th round a few years ago. Didn't make the team, ended up getting cut, bounced around a little bit, ended up signing with the Jets last year and was on a practice squad and looked like he was going to be considered the third quarterback at one point going into training camp this year with the Jets and ends up getting the backup job. And here he is coming into this game for Zach Wilson. Wilson, who is the number 2 overall pick. Everyone expects Zach Wilson to be the guy, and he may still end up being the guy down the road. But what Mike White gave us today was everything that a lot of Jet fans were hoping for. You were from a guy like Zach Wilson, the ability to distribute the football to different players, 10 different receivers catching the football in this game. Taking the secondary read, the third read, not worrying too much about going deep with the football, which is what Zach Wilson usually tends to do, is he likes to go, 30, 40, 50 yards down the field. This guy's taking the precise throw, plays as they come in, and if you heard the Jets post game, not much a change between what Mike LaFleur is calling with Zach Wilson to what's been called here with Mike White. It's just that White's taking you want to say safe throw, the conservative throw, the precise throw, it doesn't matter. It worked out. He's getting everyone involved. Got Michael Carter heavily involved. Ty Johnson was heavily involved. Jamison Crowder. Everyone was getting involved in this game. What a day for Michael Carter. Ran for 77 yards and 15 carries. Had 95 yards receiving. He was incredible in this game, was Michael Carter. But this was all about Mike White. 405 yards. The Jets haven't had a quarterback do that. Throw for 400-plus yards since Vinny Testaverde 21 years ago. That's how long it's been since Jet fans have seen that kind of effort by a quarterback. 21 years. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And, I could wax poetic about all the different quarterbacks we have seen this team try, whether it be different young quarterbacks they've pulled out of the draft, high draft picks, Sanchez, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, now with Zach Wilson, who obviously is injured. Do I know what Mike White's going to be? I have no idea what Mike White's going to be down the road. But one thing that that was really interesting that came out of the Jets press conference that really stood out to me was when someone asked Robert Saleh, is there a chance that Mike White could be your quarterback moving forward down the road? And Saleh's response is, we'll go day by day, but anything is possible, right? Anything's possible. And that's the truth. Anything is possible. This is the National Football League. Now, will this carry over? Will this continue? I have no idea, but I will say this. If you are the Jets, you ride the wave. You ride the wave, and if that means it's another 2 weeks, it's another 3 weeks, it's the rest of the season, then you ride that wave, especially if this guy continues to play good football. That's what you want, competent play out of the quarterback position. Isn't this what we've been talking about for a very long time when it comes to the New York Jets? Competency out of the quarterback position. We finally saw it. We saw it for 60 minutes today. It was incredible. The Jets are down 11 points, and you're thinking to yourself, well, you know what? Mike White played okay. This is kind of what we expected, all year. Quarterback plays well, whether it be White or Zach Wilson, you play well, you still lose to a better team. Bengals, of course, were the number one seed coming in. If the playoffs had started today, they had a top 10 defense. I don't want to hear about saying, well, you played the Bengals, and the Bengals are the Bungles, and, they always stink. The Bengals had a top 10 defense coming into this game. They had destroyed the Baltimore Ravens last week. So give it a rest. I understand this was a trap game. I understand you can't trust the Bengals, and there's a divisional game next week for them against Cleveland. Totally understand that. I don't care. This was an impressive performance, and they had an 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter there, and Mike White takes this Jet team downfield. No fear at all in this situation. Pitching it off to all of his guys, whether it be Elijah Moore for 14 yards for first down, Michael Carter for a big 23-yard gain for first down. And then the Jets make their way downfield before Ty Johnson catches the touchdown pass as he tiptoes down the sideline for the score. They get the touchdown, make it a 31-26 game. And then, of course, the turnover as Shaq Lawson makes his presence felt, tipping the ball, the Joe Burrow pass up in the air, picking it off, and you just felt this was it. This was the chance for the Jets to do it. And, of course, 2 plays later, what happens? Boom! Mike White hits the touchdown pass to Tyler Kroft. Jets take the lead, and then Mike White catches the 2-point conversion, falling backwards into the end zone. I mean, you can't write it better than that. You really can't write it better than that. Jets earned this game, earned that win. And this quarterback has earned the right to keep playing as long as he continues to play well. Do I expect him to throw for 400 yards next week on Thursday night against Indianapolis? I don't. But you know what? Keep playing well. Keep putting your team in position to win. And there's no reason why he can't be the starting quarterback moving forward. And look, I know what you're going to say. Well, Zach Wilson was drafted number 2 overall, and you got to roll with your top pick. I understand that too. But guess what? Quarterbacks lose their jobs in this league. It happens. Just ask Drew Bledsoe. Just ask Trent Green. You can ask a whole bunch of guys. Just ask RG3 with Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, and Ryan Tannehill. Now, I know Tannehill had been around in the league for a few years, mired, of course, under Adam Gase with the Miami Dolphins, but goes to Tennessee, fills in for Mariota, and Mariota's now back up with the Raiders, and Tannehill's now the starting quarterback with the Titans. These things do happen. Another example of this on the other extreme, of course, would be somebody like Matt Flynn, who came in for Brett Favre 1 game, lit it up through 6 touchdowns, and of course gets a big contract from the Seattle Seahawks, and we all know that did not work out. This is the NFL, okay? Anything is possible. You never know when someone's going to come out of nowhere and become something. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying that Mike White is going to turn to Tom Brady here. That's not fair. Those who want to make the comparisons to Tom Brady right now, I say, stop. Don't go there. What I am saying is, ride the wave. Just see what happens. It may work out. It may turn into something. It may turn into absolutely nothing. You don't know. We don't know. No one knows. Now, does this mean that Zach Wilson can't start again for the Jets? Of course he could. The Jets have to go back to Zach Wilson, or maybe the Mike White train comes to an end. You go back to Zach Wilson. But until that point comes, you ride with Mike White. And I like what Robert Saleh said, leaving open the possibility that, hey, look, maybe this kid could be something you don't know. Nobody knows. You leave open a possibility. Now they go into Indianapolis on Thursday night in a game that we'll see. I mean, the Colts have had issues this year. They're 3-5 right now. They lost to Tennessee in overtime. You never know what you're going to get out of the Colts right now with Carson Wentz, whether he's going to be healthy or not. And they got issues over there in Indianapolis. It's an opportunity for the Jets to get to string wins together for the first time in a couple of years, for that matter. At least it feels that way. At least it's been a long time. I know the last road win was that Rams game last year, but it would be huge if the Jets could find a way to get a win on the road in Indianapolis, but we'll have to wait and see. Until then, folks, as I said, enjoy this. Enjoy this win. Ride the wave. Let's see what Mike White can do here moving forward. Whether he's the guy or not remains to be seen. But you know what? As I said before, in the National Football League, anything is possible. Hey, even your head coach, as I said earlier, even Robert Saleh said, anything is possible. And on that note, folks, we'll leave it here. Like and subscribe here to the Sports Talk Nation. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/OpenMicProgram, and also on Twitter @OpenMicNJ. Talk to you next time.
And welcome back, folks, here to the Sports Talk Nation. Yes, it is Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.